Ah, yes, Nancy Pelosi, a demented creature who clings to power with the same undeterred fury as Biden clings to being alive, has decided to go on a tour of Asia, and this includes Taiwan. Maybe. Apparently. Sort of, but not in any official capacity. Damn it, America, make up your freaking minds. So with this from the Daily Wire, China threatens to shoot down Pelosi's plane if she tries to visit Taiwan. Communist China threatened to shoot down Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's plane on Friday if the 82-year-old lawmaker tries to visit Taiwan. Oh no! Anyway, the threat comes as Pelosi departs today for a tour through Asia that includes stops to Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, and Singapore. Chinese propagandist Hu Zhijin, I'm presuming to butcher that, editor of China's jingoistic state-run Global Times, responded to news about Pelosi's travels by issuing a threat on social media. Your news may as well be state-run as well, by the way. It's an all-but name, let's be honest. It's no wonder the US was rated by its own citizens as the least trusted news in all the damn world. If US fighter jets escort Pelosi's plane into Taiwan, it is an invasion, Hugh said. The PLA has the right to forcibly dispel Pelosi's plane and the US fighter jets, including firing warning shots and making tactical movement of obstruction. If ineffective, then shoot them down. Who is a former Chinese army officer, a member of the Chinese Communist Party, and is the unofficial mouthpiece for the country, able to say what China's top officials want to say, but often can't. Pelosi has played her cards close to the vest regarding whether she will visit Taiwan, saying that she doesn't ever talk about her travels because it creates security issues for her team, and because it would piss off China. There has been widespread bipartisan support in Congress for Pelosi to visit Taiwan, even as the Biden administration appears to be cowering in fear. China falsely claims that Taiwan belongs to it. Tan Kefai, a Chinese Ministry of Defense spokesman, demanded this week that the U.S. must not arrange for Pelosi to visit Taiwan. If the United States goes ahead with this, the Chinese military will never watch and do nothing, Tan said. It will take strong measures to thwart any external interference and separatist plans for Taiwan independence and resolutely defend national sovereignty and territorial integrity. If the U.S. side is bent on going its own way, China will take strong measures to resolutely respond and counteract. The United States should be held responsible for any serious consequences. There's a lot of propaganda here, even for a Daily Wire article, with the constant reminder that they are not as quote-unquote free as the so much more superior Western powers, propagandists, mouthpiece, etc., etc. I have mixed feeling myself about this, mainly because I was laughing my ass off at the idea of Nancy Pelosi being blown out of the sky by China, a supposed rival of the United States, taking out one of the most despised corrupt people in all of Congress. There's one Twitter post that said, okay, but what do they want in return? And I imagine that sentiment is rather widely shared, because the idea that America, especially Republicans, wrapping up the war machine because China shot down one of their most disliked political rivals, yeah, seems kind of odd, but nothing quite unites and blinds a country to their horrid domestic issues, quite like war. But all joking aside, why the hell is Nancy Pelosi, a senile dementia patient, wasting taxpayer dollars flying around Asia? To do what? According to a Guardian article, it is to reaffirm America's strong and unshakable commitment to our allies and friends in the region to discuss advancement of shared interests and values, including peace and security, which is conveniently all funded by the US fucking taxpayer. So you have to be fucking kidding me. Who is buying this? Look at the crap they're doing in Ukraine. America is a blood-drunk attempt at world hegemony, and it doesn't have the power to effectively execute that plan. America does not have allies. It has nations it wants to keep under its thumb to secure Western-led dominance. I'm not saying this is good or bad, I just want to drop the damn pretense because anyone who isn't a blind rodent can see this is the obvious sham. Same thing with Russia. Russia would have too much influence in Europe if Russia fulfilled their energy obligations, and America sees this as a threat to their influence. Plain and simple. Same thing with Taiwan. Everyone knows Taiwan is the world's hub for chip manufacturing, and if China were to get their hands on that, they would gain a huge economic advantage, seemingly over the whole bloody world. And so it's not because of freedom, human rights, values, or any of that other propagandistic nonsense the US media machine desperately tries to spin. It is because China would gain much more power. Simple as that. Now, my personal opinion on all of this, because I know Tim Pool did a video saying that, oh, this is respectable. It is not respectable, it is dishonest and stupid. I mean, you're carrying fighter jets into enemy territory after they warned you this is unacceptable. But America doesn't give a damn because they're assholes. America is already greatly weakened, and now you're pissing off China by doing this. Why? What the hell do you gain from doing this? You're not in a position to flex strength or make any threats, America. Your economy is in fucking tatters. And now you are openly going to antagonize the world's manufacturing hub. Again, why? You've been pumping these people full of money for decades now. And now you're suddenly going to flick the switch after they've had an economic surge and turn the screws. Why now? And I don't buy the anti-communist narrative for a bloody second. Those people that stench up the halls of Congress have done business with China for decades. Democrats and Republicans alike. Why? Because they can get cheap labor and profits. Plain and simple. The gimmick the West sold the world was that if we could expand their economic power, China would become more democratic. This is one of the biggest myths that the West sells the world, that your government must be democratic, quote unquote, which just means an oligarchic Bible political system, let's not kid ourselves, to have capitalist elements. China is not that stupid. It looks to have learned what the Soviet Union did wrong, and so it tried to introduce market elements but keep tight centralized government control. And it's done that pretty effectively. China is proving you don't need to be a democracy to enjoy said elements of a market economy. So when a career politician like Polosi talks about values, there is no weight to that at all. Hell, the guy running the country now is an obviously compromised Chinese plant. So now it's, oh, China is a great threat to the world, and those same voices were the ones bashing Trump when he said the same thing. And once again, the taxpayer must foot the bill, despite the elite's legion of corrupt dealings with the communist Chinese for decades. Get fucked, I'm not buying this. The whole American regime right now seems to be a dumpster fire of internal conflict with no leadership at all that could combust at any given moment. What fun! And that is all for today. I will see you all next time.